The truth comes crashing down, and Mick Michaelis is left with his world in ruins. Imagine finding out the son you've raised as your own isn't yours at all, and the man who is his father. Well, that's Kit Green. Yes, Kit. What happens next is a fury-fueled storm, and it's about to get very ugly. But before we jump into the drama, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to stay up to date with all your favourite Coronation Street spoilers. This shocking revelation is setting the stage for an intense showdown. Stick around, because Mick's anger is only the beginning, and there's much more to unravel in this heartbreaking storyline. Mick Michaelis is in for the shock of his life. Picture this. You've spent years raising a child, thinking you're his father, only to discover the truth, that your wife's past affair has resulted in your son actually being Kit Green's. Joe Layton, the actor behind Mick, has warned fans that Mick will not let this betrayal slide easily. In a recent interview with RadioTimes.com, Joe shared that Mick is completely blindsided by this bombshell. He had no idea that Brody, played by Ryan Mulvey, wasn't his biological son. It's one thing to suspect a few secrets here and there, but this revelation, it's nothing short of shattering. Mick's trust has been broken, and the devastation he feels cuts deep. And Mick doesn't keep his emotions in check for long. As expected, Mick's reaction isn't pretty. Picture the scene: a man filled with rage, hurt, and confusion. Mick lashes out, first at Lou, his wife, played by Farrell Hegarty, blaming her for keeping such a monumental secret. The violence of the moment is enough to stop anyone in their tracks, but this is only the start of his downward spiral. Layton hinted at a disturbing twist to the story. While Mick does regret what happens in the heat of the moment, his anger doesn't stop there. Lou becomes the first target, but soon Mick's focus shifts to Kit. The pain morphs into something else: fixation. Mick becomes obsessed with the idea of getting revenge on Kit, the man who really fathered Brody. It's no longer about the betrayal, it's about finding an outlet for all that pent-up rage. And here's the kicker. Do you think Mick's anger will only lead to more destruction, or is there still a chance for redemption for him? Keep watching, and let's see where this emotional roller coaster goes next. Now, before things spiral further, let's talk about the backstory, because it's not just about Mick's reaction. The history between Mick, Lou, and Kit is about to come to light in a special flashback episode. If you thought things couldn't get more intense, you'd be wrong. This week, Coronation Street will air a flashback special, offering viewers a glimpse into Mick, Lou, and Kit's past. Mick's upbringing is about to come into sharper focus, and it's going to shed light on the man he's become, and the tragic mistakes he's made. Layton mentioned that Mick's character is deeply shaped by his past, and those choices continue to haunt him. The flashback reveals moments that shaped Mick's view on fatherhood, loyalty, and family. It's a painful but necessary step in understanding how Mick's reaction to Brody's paternity could spiral out of control. But don't expect this to offer any justification for Mick's violent outburst. According to Layton, while the backstory adds complexity, it doesn't condone Mick's behaviour. Instead, it paints him as a product of his upbringing, a man shaped by toxic relationships and hard choices. Will understanding his history make us more sympathetic toward him? Or will we continue to see Mick's actions as unforgivable? Speaking of family history, how much do you think Mick's childhood plays into the mess we're seeing now? Could things have turned out differently if he'd had a different start in life? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's not forget about Brody. The poor kid is at the centre of all this chaos. Up until now, he's been raised thinking Mick is his father, and all that's about to come crashing down. This bombshell is going to turn Brody's world upside down. Mick's not the only one struggling with this truth. Brody is going to feel betrayed by his own mother, Lou, for not being honest with him earlier? How will Brody cope with the knowledge that his true father is Kit? And what role will Mick play in Brody's life moving forward? One thing's for sure, this is going to test the very foundations of this fractured family. Mick's obsession with revenge could tear them all apart, but we'll see if anyone's able to pick up the pieces before it's too late. Speaking of families falling apart, do you think Mick will ever find peace, or is this the beginning of the end for him? Tell us what you think will happen next. It's important to take a moment to acknowledge the significance of storylines like this. Joe Layton spoke about the responsibility Coronation Street has when tackling tough, real-world issues like domestic abuse and toxic relationships. These are sensitive topics that affect real people, and soaps like Coronation Street have a long history of handling such stories with care. Layton himself expressed gratitude for being part of a storyline that's not only challenging, but also necessary. He said, "These stories are really harrowing and really difficult to tell, but I think Coronation Street especially has a really proud legacy of highlighting these kinds of stories that are challenging." So, while it's heartbreaking to watch Mick's unravelling, it's also important to remember that these issues are complex and real. The show's ability to bring these stories to light is a testament to how powerful television can be in raising awareness. As we wait to see where Mick's rage will take him, there's no denying that this storyline is far from over. Will he get his revenge on Kit? Or will there be a tragic fallout that will leave no one unscathed? What do you think is coming next for Mick and his family? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss the latest updates on Coronation Street and more. You won't want to miss what happens next. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more spoilers and drama updates.